So the new Supergirl poster looks incredible and hype for the movie is growing, but what isn't this poster telling us? There's been a lot of exciting news dropping from DC lately and the momentum is growing post Superman. It's great to see. Today I'm going to break down what this Supergirl poster might be telling us or not telling us, plus updates on Wonder Woman's fast-track DC return, DC Studios' excitement over the Batman Part 2, they're thrilled with it, and why the Penguin just got a whopping 24 Emmy nominations. I'm Phil from DC Chronicle. On this channel we cover everything DC. If that's your thing, hit the like button and let's get into it. So let's start with the big headline, the new poster for Supergirl. Again, the suit looks amazing, very comics accurate to Woman of Tomorrow. The jacket looks straight from the page, and I love the inclusion of the DCU House of L logo, but smaller. It really suits the costume and it suits the style that they're going for. But one thing that I have noticed is this poster, it looks very bright and sort of fun and whimsical, a lot like what her cameo in Superman was like, where she was very chaotic, but it was played for a laugh. And for me, this is very different to how she's portrayed in Woman of Tomorrow. I mean, this book is bleak and it's brutal, it's true grit set in space. So I have to wonder what this poster is telling us or not telling us about how the film adaptation is going to be different from the book. We already know there's some key changes in there, such as Lobo being introduced in the movie when he was cut from the initial draft of the book. Now, we're still in early days with this movie. Production has just wrapped and we have almost a full year of speculation and breakdowns ahead of us for this. I'm really looking forward to it. Therefore, there's a few key ideas I'm going to be looking out for as promotion for this movie ramps up as it relates to this initial poster. So, one, the poster isn't really telling us anything about how the movie's going to be. It's still going to be very violent and sarcastic and a big departure from what this poster sort of sets up. Two, the movie will use colour and tone as a juxtaposition from the violence and brutality of this story. The movie's set in space, the book's set in space, it gives a lot of license to have some incredible looking scenes. And this does happen in the book, which this book is beautiful. The art is amazing, and I love some of these scenes to be brought to life in the movie. Or three, they're going to make the movie not as dark as the book and inject a bit more light and a bit more brevity into the adaptation, which for me, I'm always happy for directors to use their creative licenses on a project. I do wonder how that would work for a story like Woman of Tomorrow though. Now for me personally, there's pros and cons to both. Bright visuals and a dark story can be a powerful combo when they're done well, if you think about like Jojo Rabbit or Last Night in Soho. But if the source material does get too sanitized, you risk losing what made it compelling in the first place. One thing we don't know is what age rating this movie is going to get, I don't think. Therefore, once we find this out, it should give us a better understanding of the direction that they're going with this movie. So what do you think of the poster? What ideas do you have for the movie adaptation of Woman of Tomorrow? Drop those comments down below. Now, next up is Variety reporting that Wonder Woman movie is being fast-tracked at DC Studios. So if you've watched my other videos, you'll know I've called out something like this for a while because I noticed a shift in the discussion as soon as the Superman trailers started coming out, and a lot more questions were being asked about the Trinity and what was happening with Batman and Wonder Woman in the DCU. My theory is that once we saw the Superman footage, we knew they'd nailed Superman, right? We knew it was going to be amazing, and we knew we had nothing to worry about there. So some of that concern then shifted onto the rest of the Trinity. So it's no surprise it's Wonder Woman who's being fast-tracked. James Gunn has said the Batman is his biggest problem right now, so it would make perfect sense they go with Diana whilst they decide what they're going to do with Batman in the DCU. And in my opinion, they do have to decide very quickly what they're going to do with that. Plus, there's so much demand for a Wonder Woman movie, right? So I know they announced a prequel show, Paradise Lost, and that would be cool to see. But for an A-list character like Wonder Woman, I think it's just a better idea to just get straight to the main event and give us a Wonder Woman movie. Now, as far as who should play Wonder Woman and what that story should be, that's a whole nother video. But initially, I'd like to see a proper interpretation of Cheetah in a Wonder Woman movie. Plus, I'd love to see like Hades, and I'd love to see like the Underworlds, and really put the gods into gods and monsters. And as far as casting goes, I know that Adria Arjona is favourite. I think if you are casting Wonder Woman in the next 6 to 12 months, she has to be a top pick for that role. So who do you think should play Wonder Woman in the DCU? And what would you like to see in a new Wonder Woman movie? Let me know down below. Meanwhile, in Gotham, it has been reported that DC Studios are thrilled with Matt Reeves' script for The Batman Part 2. And part of me even wonders why this is news, right? He's Matt Reeves. Of course they're going to be thrilled with his script. It's probably incredible. I'd be thrilled to take Matt Reeves' McDonald's order. I mean, come on. But beyond that, it's just great to start hearing positive news about this project. Hopefully now we can move on from the delays and the discourse and start getting excited about this movie. There's going to be a lot of speculation on this script. A lot of people are talking about the possible inclusion of the Court of Owls. Now that would be cool. Personally for me, I would rather see new takes on classic villains like Hugo Strange and Mr. Freeze. They've also been rumoured for this movie and I would love to see them. And again, this is a whole different video for another time, but I also interpret this news as a sign that Robert Pattinson is likely going to stay in his own universe and not join the DCU. I do think it's unfortunate, and James Gunn is a victim of timing here. Had the Batman Part 2 released this year like it was originally supposed to, then we could have been talking about a transition period where this Batman saga is wrapping up and we're going to have the third film in the trilogy, and then also on the other side getting ready to introduce the new Batman in the DCU. Sadly, due to delays, this can't happen, and there's still crazy speculation as to what could happen. Personally, there's pros and cons to both. The pros are strong. I mean, he's a proven entity and we know that Robert Pattinson is popular as Batman. Plus, after seeing Superman, he'd be an amazing counterpart for David Corenswet. The one big negative for me would be it would be much harder to introduce the whole Bat family with Pattinson's Batman being portrayed as a younger Batman. We'd have to go through that whole story. I don't know about you, but I'm dying to see Nightwing in a live-action movie. So are you excited for the Batman Part 2? What villains would you like to see in this movie? And do you think Robert Pattinson should join the DCU? Let me know. Now, last but definitely not least is that the Penguin has been nominated for an amazing 24 Emmy Awards. It's incredible, but not surprising. Personally, for me, both Colin Farrell and Kristen Milotti deserve to win for their performances. I hope both these characters show back up on the big screen for the Batman Part 2 as well. Now, the reason I find this news intriguing is that it does beg the question, does this make a season 2 of The Penguin more likely? Season 1 was incredible. I'd definitely be up for a season 2. I'd love to see more of Sophia Falcone. Alternatively, it would be great to also shine a spotlight on some of the other Batman villains and maybe give them a TV show as well. I'm a big fan of the One Bad Day book series that went through all the different villains, and something like that in TV form would be amazing. Are you excited for season 2 of The Penguin? Do you want to see season 2 of The Penguin? Let me know what Batman villain you think deserves their own series. So to recap, we've got a brand new Supergirl poster that might not be telling us everything, a Wonder Woman project moving fast, Batman script getting praise, and Penguin scoring big awards hype. If you enjoyed this news roundup, like and subscribe and check out one of these other videos.